Hello! Closing in on the end of the campaign, and we're going to talk about the other races in the game, right? So we've already discussed. What have we discussed? Humans, and Quattrals, and Orchids, and Inox, and Sabas, and Vermlings. Those are all the playable classes, at least to start with. But there are other races in the world. You might unlock other classes with those races. The most important, probably, other race are the Valrath, who are pretty prevalent in Gloomhaven society. They're lots of merchants and, sort of that tier of the social structure are Valraths, because they just, um, I don't know, have that sort of attention to detail um, within their culture. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, this is a Valrath, sort of in the middle here. Valraths are, they sort of look like demons, you could say. Like, they have reddish skin and, like, tails, like with a spade. Spade tails. I don't know what you call it. Kind of tail. Like with a spade on the end, you know? Anyway, and like little horns. So, I mean, sort of like, yeah, like typical Western culture's view of like demons, but they're not like evil or anything. Like they're just normal people. I mean, they're not normal people, but like they are friendly and work well with humans. There was some conflict in the past, but we got over it, and now we're all friends. And the Valraths come from the south of the continent, which is more hot and desert-like. So that's where they are from, and they're nice people. Usually, we work well. So that's the Valrath. I don't know what else there is to say about them. I'm not gonna go into like class strategies because obviously those are all spoilers. And I'll talk about two other races that I don't know you might consider spoilers, but I wouldn't really consider spoilers because they're on the box. So we'll talk about them a little bit. First, we got Harrowers, who's this guy right here. Harrowers, I'll just like briefly discuss like um, them a little bit, right? So Harrowers are actually like uh, a swarm of insects that have like a hive mind and like a collective consciousness. So they're not actually humanoid at all. They're just like a swarm of insects who, when dealing with other people that look like humans, tend to like coalesce their form into a vaguely humanoid shape so they don't look completely out of place and people don't run screaming from them. So they're still pretty terrifying though. But for the most part, they aren't actually all that aggressive. They're just, disconcerting. And they're pretty rare. Like, you don't really see that much of them because they aren't really accepted in normal society, being a swarm of sentient bugs. And then the other race that is a little more obscure are the Aethers, uh, which is kind of this guy right here. They're basically humans. I mean, they look more or less like humans. They have some like weird like coloring characteristics, like their eyes are all black, and they are translucent, so you can see right through them most of the time. Like it sort of like wavers in and out. Sometimes they're like almost invisible. Sometimes they look more like a normal human who's not translucent. Um, and very little is known about like where these uh, people came from and like what their story is. They're not really very talkative. They're sort of not only distant physically, but also like distant mentally. Like they don't really engage too much with other people, so they're sort of a mystery. Um, but yeah, So those are the other three races in the game. I mean, there are other races in the world, but those are the ones that mainly frequent Gloomhaven. So that's what you need to know about. And I think that's it. So I had a good time talking to you about races. Yeah, I hope you had a good time too. And I'll talk to you later, I guess.